All right, so I've been watching all of these protests and listening to all these obnoxious people talk. And my main takeaway from hearing their complaints and listening to what it is they want, it sounds like the same thing as when a kid turns 16 and they want a car and they don't want a used car. They want your car. They want mom's new Mercedes C or whatever the fuck type of car it is kids want these days. And I say that because, like, people don't get wealthy most of the time just on accident. It is due to a lot of work that they fill their free time with. And, oddly enough, you either get paid if you're working for someone else, or if you're selling your own products, you'll start netting a little bit of a profit before too long. And when I look at all these people and I hear the way that they're talking, they just remind me of all of those shitty people that like worked on crew with you and they were always late to their shift and their uniform was always like dirty and gross and like everything was out of their control. And no one's like really had the sack to tell these people like, hey, you're the reason your life sucks. And when you don't confront people that like have no work ethic, they go on, thinking like, oh, it's something else. Oh, it's this. They invent all these like different crazy reasons. I met a lot of people like this when I was living in Phoenix. People would come over to my house and be like, wow, you have so much stuff. Like, where'd you get all this? I'm like, you fucking dumb bitch. Like, I have a job and then I have another job and I have another job. So the reason I'm not like, available to kick it all the time is because I'm at work, you stupid bitch. And that's exactly how I feel looking at these protesters. They have like these really like artsy, fun outfits on. They're all like fucking like, you know, anarcho punked out, like they're going to a fucking festival, but the festivals were canceled this year, so why not riot? So, like, looking at these fucking idiotic people who, like, have never tried to start a business in their lives, they've never, like, tried to support a local business, they've never worked for anyone. I think most of these people went straight from high school to college and then they graduate and they're like 22, 24, however old they are, if they actually showed up to their classes. And they're like, oh, what do I do? And most employers don't want to hire them because of theft. I can't tell you, when I first started working, it wasn't a big deal for businesses to leave trusted employees with money. But now when you go to so many businesses and, they say they're card only and you ask them like, what's up with that? And they're like, well, we've had a lot of employee theft. And like, it's shit like that that directly impacts people's abilities to move up. Like, if someone's trusting you with their business to run it, you have to consider that like how much money you think they're making, like it isn't as much money as you think, because retail properties are more expensive to rent. They're more expensive to insure. And whether I keep hearing people say, oh, you have insurance, you have insurance. Yeah, you dumb fucking bitch. You obviously have never paid for insurance. Like, you've just driven your mother's car or had your friends have a car or they've taken Uber. So they just have this, like, stunted sense of, like, how expensive it is to have things. But yeah, so you pay insurance, like, every month. And then if you get in an accident, it's not as if the insurance covers it all. There's this little thing called a deductible. So that means you have to pay out of pocket up to the deductible and the insurance will cover the rest if the claim is accepted. And when you're, mobbing every single city and swamping these insurance offices, the likelihood of these people actually getting their money back is slim to none. So again, I know it's like hard for people who have never been in a position to provide anything for anyone else, that look upon others that do that with scorn, like, oh, why did you get to do that? Why do you have that? Like, they're also like 40 years older than you or 10 years older than you or your same age. That it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that they put in time and they did the work. And you can't expect to get to the end of the alphabet starting at A and you just keep saying A, 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 A. You have to say all the other 25 letters for you to get there. And it's like, it's just sad for me when I see all of these young people, like, I recognize, so much of myself in some of these fucking assholes. And I'm like, damn, like, where were you guys when shit was actually bad? Like, you're gonna riot, like, when we've had, like, the, best stock market days of our country's history. That's what pisses you off? Like, yeah, they're retarded. Like, no one was going to get together and complain about Obama because Obama could do no wrong. And if he did, you wouldn't dare say anything, or the gay mafia would go after you. And to me, it's just so obvious. I know everyone else sees it too, that all of these people are trying to, like, put black people at the front of their cause, like, oh no, we care about you, Black Lives Matter, we're taking this back, reparations. And in reality, any of the people that are involved or getting arrested for, like, going out and causing fucking disturbances in communities, like, I don't think it's like the people that are, like, saying that they're championing your cause that are, like, necessarily getting in trouble for some of the arson and other, more nefarious things that this group is doing. So, like, only a totally retarded person who, like, only watches celebrity news would be interested in a movement like that, in my opinion. Because anybody else is, like, too busy, like, keeping up with actual current events to want to get involved in a group of people that are, like, forcefully imposing themselves in established businesses and, like, more or less demanding that their, demands be met. And there's something, like, really cultish and disgusting about that, like, isn't necessarily getting as much acknowledgement as it should. And I think it's just because people are, afraid of some of these psychopaths. But I'll fight any of you fucking loser ass bitches. I know that they don't fight one on one. It's probably going to be like 40-1, but I'll take on all of you. Because again, I know that this stems from these people either stealing from their jobs, having inconsistency with arriving to their job on time, whatever else. You gotta have a shitty job to get a slightly less shitty job so then you can get an okay job. Like, no one starts off working at a Fortune 500 company, you fucking idiots. Like, even if you have, like, a great degree or whatever on paper or this or that, you have no experience. So someone that has experience in your field is going to get a job before you with your degree at any point. And maybe that's different for certain things, but I've watched it happen too much. And a lot of these people look like they're recent college graduates. And instead of them being willing to take, a lower tier, beginning crew level job like everyone else has to, they just kind of want to, skip the line because they have a degree and no substance like backing up what they have to say. The stuff that they got a degree in, that information's outdated. It's already, like, probably 5 years old at this point. So, I feel for all y'all. You're fucking retarded and you look so stupid in those masks. Like, it's such a fashion statement, like, way. And that's what makes me just totally, like, poo-poo this movement. Because, like, if you guys were serious about wanting to impact your communities, you would support local businesses. You would, buy stuff from there. When you go to a coffee shop and you ask for just a splash of soy milk, you would pay the 50 cents that they ask rather than, like, making a huge deal. And then the verbal tip. All of those people look like verbal tippers. They come in, they're like, yeah, I'm so cool. Just because I talked to you today, that should be, like, good enough for you. I don't have to tip you for your service. I'm just going to go. And you suck. Like, you absolutely suck. I've had to be polite to people like that for way too long. I started working when I was 14, and my last barista job, how old was I? 28, 29, probably 29. So, I mean, I've been doing it for, 14 years at least. And you have no idea how many stupid people there are that fit this little alternative cyberpunk template, and they don't even realize it. They think they're doing something different. You guys are not. You want to ask for things that you won't pay for. You want credit that isn't due. You want work that you couldn't handle, and hours that you wouldn't show up for anyway. So all these people cry about, no, I want a great job. I want this and that. I was just watching some video and this girl had a job at Warner Brothers Music, okay? Very desirable job, very good job. And she had to work 50 hours a week, and that was too much for a little baby girl. Oh no. Like, I will never forget the summer that I worked like 120 hours a week. I don't even know how I pulled it off. But on average, from the time that I was out of school, I still worked, probably 35 hours a week when I was in school full time, did theater, and I'm talking about high school. I also worked while I was in college. And but on average, the average adult has to work around 60 hours a week in order to provide for themselves and not have to go to the food bank like a fucking loser, or not have the stuff that they want. So, like, it's a no-brainer to me. Like, no one in life is going to give you the stuff that you want better than you can. And there's circumstances and annoying people and all of that other shit. But you still have to kind of like figure out a way to put money in your pocket, if if you don't have money. So I know this sounds like it makes a little too much sense over there, but let's check out the moon. It's looking very nice out there. And yeah, just I I hope that some of those retarded Antifa losers see this. I was just watching a video. It's linked on the LO if you want to watch it too. Because some of the stuff these people are saying is just like so mindlessly stupid. You're like, huh, this person they look grown. So you like are hesitate from saying, like, treating them like a teenager, but they are acting like a teenager. And just looking at them, you definitely get the sense like, oh wow, like you've never like had a job that you didn't get because, like, based off of factors that you couldn't change, or based off of the fact that you had a good degree and then you may have been let go because you don't really have any thoughts or, work ethic to keep you at a company, which is what it takes. So, all that said, I hope everybody's having a nice night. And here's to more good times. Bye.